Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Kinetic Impressions Movie Reviews. I'm Arnie.
And I'm Andy.
Today we're going to be reviewing Gunpowder Milkshake, a film filled with a whole lot of ladies and also definitely a cousin of John Wick. Drew, how did you feel about this particular movie, sir?
Oh, dude, I loved it. I feel like 2020 would have been like the year of women empowerment movies if we hadn't been struck by lightning with this fucking pandemic, right?
For
Like
sure.
after watching Black Widow, I felt like, okay, that was like a medium empowerment movie. This one was just like gun ho. It was amazing. I thought it was really cool. It's like women assassins to clean up the men's mess. I thought that was a great like plot line just in itself. What
Yeah.
about you, man?
I absolutely enjoyed it. I thought it was a total like it. I definitely had a lot of fun with it. It didn't take itself very seriously, and
Yeah.
there wasn't a lot of plot there. So I really couldn't like give it a complete film score, but I had a hell of a lot of fun. This movie has style for days. I love Karen Gillian. I think she's fantastic. I've loved her since she was a companion. When Matt Smith was the doctor. And I think every single one of these women definitely like did their all in this movie. I think that a couple characters kind of got the shaft though. But other than that, I think it was perfectly. I think it's like a perfect Netflix movie. You know what I mean? Like a movie that you can just put on in the background and just watch all the way through. But the style, the direction, and then Karen Gillan's performance definitely sold it for me, for sure. And like what's funny is like when I say like John Wick, this is literally a John Wick movie. In that there really isn't a plot. There is like a story, but like it's just a vehicle to get through these weird and wacky just incredible action set pieces, right? I think this was directed by a guy from Israel. And he hasn't really directed American movies before. And like this, just like Black Widow, you could really feel that this wasn't directed by an American, right?
Right.
And this movie kind of harkens to Driver in a lot of ways. It really hit that. Have you ever seen Driver?
Yeah, are you
Ryan
talking about like
Gosling?
Ryan Gosling Drive? Just
Yeah,
Drive?
Drive. Sorry, yeah,
Yeah.
Drive. It actually like it feels like this is like the wicked stepchild of John Wick, Driver,
Drive.
sorry, Drive.
And like the ending scene, I feel like Tarantino would be proud as a father to
Yeah,
that scene. You know what I'm saying? Like
absolutely. Yeah,
there's that diner scene where everything slows down and I'm like, you know what? This is Tarantino would be proud. That's all I
dude,
kept thinking.
this harkens back to Kill Bill. I don't know if I put
Yeah.
it on here, but there's a fucking yellow bag that says "I heart
Heart Kitten.
kittens,"
Yep.
which is a fucking total callback to Kill Bill in that fucking yellow truck. Um, I really liked everything. I couldn't get my like. There really isn't much of a story here. And I can't give this one like a sweet like this is a great one. You know, like it fires on all cylinders. I think Lena Headey was not used very well. I also don't think that the chemistry between Lena Headey and Karen Gillan was there at all. I didn't really feel it there. But on the other side, this young girl who was in this movie, I think her name was Chloe.
Yeah.
Her and Karen Gillian had a great chemistry together for sure. And there is just really some badass fight sequences in this. The diner scene for sure was incredible. I think that one fight scene in the hospital with the buffoonery happening everywhere was just super stylized and just really fantastic. For all those things, this movie was really, really good. But I really do think that there was kind of a missed opportunity here to kind of really do like women empowerment, but like really do a kind of like heartfelt story about women and mothers,
Yeah,
mothers and daughters.
there's definitely some missed opportunities, man. Like, I think all the bullets were there. Like we
Yes,
had all the firepower to make an amazing movie. And
yes,
you and I have been excited about this for a while.
yeah,
But like I just don't know if it got played out well. And I think it goes back to what you said. It's just like or what you usually say in these, and it's like the script just wasn't there. It wasn't concrete. It wasn't tight the way you would say it.
yeah, yeah.
It wasn't as tight as you wanted it to be. And like I felt all those missed moments the same way you're saying. Like, I don't think the Lena Karen dynamic was there yet, but I feel
Yeah.
like that. I think they played it well to be opened up more in another movie and maybe like get a better like better chemistry in a different movie. I think this movie was definitely about Karen and Chloe, the little girl.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm hoping that's the thing. I'm sad that my girl Carla Gugino, I don't know how to say it, yeah, but Gugino like
I've heard so
died.
many people say it different. It's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, I'm kind of sad that like she passed away. So she,
Spoiler! Spoiler!
yeah, I
Spoiler!
forgot. I
Spoiler!
forgot.
We're
My
going
bad.
spoilers!
My
We're going
bad.
spoilers!
Oh my
Spoiler,
god.
everyone!
I really wanted her to last a little bit longer. Michelle Yeoh is a fucking badass in this movie, man.
Yeah.
She's just like slashing, and she, there's no end for her. But there like there was no like means to an end with her. She was just going. Is what I meant to say. But yeah, like the direction, I don't think was as it was so stylized. It was so
Yes.
great, and it was like it was beautiful in its art. I just don't know if it was there and it's like in like what it's supposed to do, which is kind of complete the movie. And
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think it was completely there.
Yeah, you're totally right. Like the direction was totally there. And like we got it. Like this movie is just fun to watch. It's a fun movie. I give this score fun. Right? It's a good sit through, and the stylized action is definitely going to satisfy some audiences for sure. More notably, my immigrant parents. But like the characters, I just think were really hollow. And like I think it kind of stems from Karen Gillian's performance a little bit. Like I like her a lot, but her performance was so hollow and like not very nuanced in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
She just it looked like she was just every moment it felt like she was trying to feel instead of actually feeling in the moment. But then Chloe comes in and just gives you the heart, which carried me through the rest of the movie, right? Because it was all about her, right? And like as human beings, we definitely adore young children, so we understand the plot of this movie, right? Is to help this child to get through this like dark underbelly, which carried the movie for me. But yeah, it felt like a beautiful, seriously, I cannot say enough, and I think you know this too, how absolutely incredible some of these action sequences were. And I don't know
Yeah.
what the budget was on this, but it was very well done. And there, like there was a scene in the bowling alley where they had this giant video wall, and in my head I was like, "Damn, they threw a fucking lot of money at this fucking thing." But I can see why it ended up on Netflix because the writing's not very good, and
Yeah.
I do hate that we kind of wasted this incredible cast on this. You got fucking Angela Bassett, fucking Margaret Yeoh, Karen Gillian, Lena Headey. I mean, these are women who have fucking been around, dude. Like Karen Gillian, like she's been doing movies for like the last 5 years and big budget action movies. And all these other women have just been fucking like side characters, or they've been the Mary Sue for a bunch of fucking dudes in all these other movies. And I think the reason and the reason I latched onto this movie was because I really wanted, like for these chicks and this movie to be, I don't know. I don't know what movie I'm trying to fucking that actually hit on all cylinders. I don't know. I think Black Widow did it. It's funny how we're talking like I think that's a fair comparison.
Yeah.
Black Widow did it right. Right? It did everything right. It did the
You know
action.
what?
It did the character, right?
But you know what? I think the action was definitely better in here. I think the sequences
Mm,
were better in here,
mm,
and I think the artistic, the full commitment to artistic vision was done better here.
gotcha.
But I feel like you're right, man. Like the connection with from character to character. I feel the story and then like just like some of the plot was done way better in Black Widow than like it was kind of phoned in this movie. And
Yeah.
like I really wanted this movie to work. I really wanted
Yeah.
it to work. I gave it so many chances. an hour in, I'm still like giving it chances, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, like I need you to get your shit together, but like it didn't happen, and I think like the whole time I'm like I wanted like Lena Headey to like just come out as this like I really wanted like a teardrop to come down Karen Gillian's like face and just say, "That's my mom." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
wanted her to like kill more badass than her daughter does,
Yeah.
and then like that's my mom, and like that would have been really cool to me. And
That.
like
Yeah.
we got like a little bit of cliche where they like they tag team that ending library scene,
Yeah. Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I'm just kind of like just throwing things out there. But like I really do agree with you. I saw some lighting that like I only see in very high end concerts and like at the draft, the NFL draft. There are these lights that are just hung in the library, and I'm like, oh
Yeah.
man, they did like some studio lighting budget. They did some badass stuff, man. I saw the LED wall that you're talking about. They're like they really had a lot of money to spend on this. I think I saw like even with the jacket thing was a callback to Drive. I like that you said
Yeah.
the bag was a callback to Kill Bill because
Yeah. 100%.
there's so many like callbacks, and there's so many things where like your emotions get a hold of you as like an assassin, and like that's what they were trying to play on in the very beginning, and it's like you killed my like it's like the John Wick, you killed my dog. Okay, well you took someone's daughter away, like that was that's where I draw the line.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Yeah. I think this movie is I have to say this. I'm actually stealing this from another review that I read after I watched the movie. This movie has John Wick, Kill Bill movie posters up on the wall, but it doesn't really fulfill those two things, right?
Yeah,
This like it really does feel as if this was really a vehicle for the director and Karen Gillian to really give it their all at an action movie. And they really didn't have a script. I really felt that Karen Gillian was like, okay, I'm gonna be able to like headline this movie and I'm gonna do all the action. Which, by the way, Karen Gillian fucking murders it. I don't know why this girl hasn't gotten any more action movies. She fucking kills it in Jumanji in those action scenes as well. She
yeah,
she fucking went full Keanu in this movie. And I did believe her. I really like. I don't know if you saw the action. I did believe all of it, and like I felt like she was just kind of dancing through everything, right? And I think that's a big callback to even that Kingsman church scene as well. When I think I forget the guy's name. He's like you know fucked off, and he just like rails through an entire church by single-handedly by like choreographed dancing gunplay and shit.
yeah.
I really saw that in her too. So like we're shitting on this movie, but I do want to say Karen Gillian fucking knocks it out of the park when it comes to action. But yeah, most of this film just felt kind of hollow to me.
Yeah, the writing for her specifically was a little hollow
Yeah,
for the lead character, and I'm like, she was trying to pull everything out that she could in order to change that,
yeah.
and I always thought like it was kind of similar to man, I can't remember that the movie where they're all trapped in like a hunt. It's like the day like where they're all hunting like people.
Oh,
What
the
was that
hunt,
movie? Yeah,
the
The
hunt,
Hunt.
hunt, hunt. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. It reminded me of like The Hunt, where like that lead actress, she carried the movie way more. She carried
shoot. Yeah,
the movie way more
yeah,
than what was written for her,
yeah,
and like she put it on her back. And I
yeah,
thought the ending, like I thought the movie was like kind of trash until the ending sequence, and like and when her character steps up, she makes that movie what it is, and I think it's amazing. Um, but like Karen does an amazing job, but I feel like what was written for her is like, hey, I just want you to sound like that Avengers character the whole time. Like when she says the words, "Don't worry, it's just a scratch." I
That's so
like
true.
I could not forget when when she's like stuck with Tony Stark in the fucking ship,
Yeah,
and she like almost says the exact same fucking line, and
yeah,
in the same voice, and like I'm just like this. this guy just watched Endgame or Infinity War. He just watched Infinity War, and he's like, I want that person. I love that voice, and he just used that because like she has so many other talents. She doesn't need to just. She's not like Keanu who just like has that strong voice and then that's all she needs to do. Like she's way more than that, and I don't think it was written for her. Like I think I've seen a lot of things that she's done better in with better writing, and it just wasn't here for her. And I feel bad because like this is not a representation of her at all.
No, not at all. And I think that's kind of true for all the other characters in this movie for sure. I think like the crux, the ham-fisted way the plot unfolds. Let's just go full spoilers now, straight up for
Yeah,
spoilers, yo.
sorry about that. Sorry I messed
Let's
that
just
up.
go full. No, you're good. It's we're just flying by the seat of our pants, homie. This is whatever. Let's just go full spoilers here. But like, look, I say John Wick because this is so very very obviously just John Wick because like it first of all it's a world of there's a weird underworld, right, that this lady kind of works in, right, and then there's this mysterious people called the Firm that we don't really get an explanation of what they are except for some random white dude sitting in a room while Paul Giamatti, who by the way looks like he shot all of his scenes in one day and is in another movie. To be quite honest with you, and like the ham-fisted way that like it like does Paul Giamatti care about Karen Gillian? Does he want to kill her? What is that relationship? And then the explanation for why Lena Headey left Karen Gillian wasn't really like it was explained, but you don't feel like she's sorry. You literally get like God. I love Lena Headey. I fucking love Lena Headey. She's a fucking she's a great actress. But there's a moment of fake crying that was so fucking fake. There wasn't even a tear. Like that, and then that was like the one moment. It was when she was explaining why she left, and then you don't realize. And then also, did Karen Gillian know where the fuck Lena Headey was this entire time?
Right?
Did she just show up at her fucking door just because she needed her? Like,
No,
I'm,
no,
I'm,
no. Paul Giamatti did.
yeah, you're right. You're right.
Because Paul Giamatti sends her the text, and she's like, and the little girl's like, "There's an address. Should we go to it?" And I'm like, "Sure." And I'm like, "That's so thrown in there." But like, I see where like Paul Giamatti is supposed to be the Ian McShane of this movie.
Yeah.
And Ian McShane was like,
the Continental.
yeah, Ian McShane was a throwaway character in the beginning. He wasn't like. He was just there to tell you the rules and tell you what's going on.
Yes.
But Ian McShane is fucking a world-class actor. And I'm not saying that Paul Giamatti isn't, because I actually love Paul Giamatti
No,
to
100%.
death.
100%.
But, like, this wasn't written well for him, because I'm just like, Ian McShane just does that character so well.
Yeah.
And it is a great setup because you don't think much of his character after the first movie, but on the second and third, you're like, this guy's way more important.
Yeah, especially in the third, he's very fully fleshed out. Yeah, for sure.
So there's just things like that like they really just hit and miss, and I'm sad that they do, because I'm gonna go back to my spoiler that I gave earlier. Carla is given a really good scene, and she was giving a really good scene. And I almost felt like that should have been given to Lena Headey. Like, Lena Headey should have been
that would have been way better, especially with the little girl.
Yes,
Bro.
And Lena said, I couldn't save the little girl.
Yeah.
And then Karen's like, don't worry, Mom. Or like, maybe Karen's just gets a little bit jealous because she couldn't do that.
There's just like little things. There's just like little rewrites.
But like
we could have done
if that alone,
just
like,
make it a little fucking
the mom daughter dynamic, and the mom, like that generational mom little daughter dynamic.
Yes.
Especially because I actually felt a little sad when Carla was just like, I couldn't save her, and she's just there bleeding.
Dude, some of the best acting. I mean, that's some of the best acting I've seen.
Forever. And like I was just like, and then Angela Bassett's just kicking ass the whole time too. But like, why was the money role, like, to me, the money shot given to Carla? Because like that's me asking from being a Carla like fanboy. Like,
No, yeah,
and
yeah.
so
But
like
for the movie, for
for
the
the movie, I was
plot,
like, give Lena
give
some of
this,
those lines, and
yeah,
the movie would have been instantly better.
Lena
Like
should have died.
instantly, Lena. No, you should have thought Lena died in that scene,
Yeah,
only to surprise her daughter. Only to surprise her daughter when her daughter's at her wits' end in the final scene. It would have
right.
made her comeback stronger, asking her like, do y'all need anything? It would
Yeah,
have made that scene so like, it would have made that scene so much more stronger if she had if you had thought she had died and she just surprised the fuck out of you. I just
yeah.
think like there's things like that that were the script writing was stretched too much into like this amazing cast when it should have been written for just like two people.
I think I like that point. It's a good point because at the end of the day, like Angela Bassett and Michelle Yeoh don't really get much to do
No.
besides action. Like I literally think that maybe they have like 2-3 pages of dialogue total. You know what I mean? Like there's just literally nothing for them to do besides just be
And I
badass
think
women.
the librarian was a strong fucking character, and
Yeah,
like you had to stretch it between the whole staff of the library instead of just like the librarian was written strong, and the mom Scarlet was not written strong. So I'm like, I feel like we could have shared some of those lines and some of that stuff to that
for sure.
to those characters and split up those lines, shave some money off of this budget to like get some rewriting. But these guys are young, man. These guys, you said it. You hit the nail on the head earlier. They they have not done many movies here in America. Like like they don't have that much writing credit underneath them. Like that they didn't know what they were doing, but it felt. I mean, they knew what they were doing, but like they I don't think it was as polished as they would like if they would
No,
have liked it to be.
I'm firmly a believer that this was like this was an incomplete script.
And this is
It just was
exactly this
like
is the
it.
MO of Netflix. This is what
Yeah,
it is.
yeah,
It's like what do you get when you watch Netflix? You get straight to DVD, not flushed out movies. And that's really sad that that's what they're starting to build a reputation on movie
yeah,
wise.
yeah.
But like that's what it was. And I feel like as fanboys of the movies that inspired this movie, that there's a lot of people who could have done a better job. And and I think that's exactly what it was. This was a fanboy movie. This is like
Yeah,
this is what used to come out on YouTube as fan made trailers.
yeah, yeah,
and and some people just cut up some scenes and like made their little fanboy trailer. They just had a lot of money behind it. So I'm just okay, cool.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's exactly what it. At the end of the day, that's exactly what this is, right? It's just it's calling back to all those other movies. It actually tells you to your face because of the little here nods here and there for sure. It does suck that we're in this kind of mode right now. I mean, but I applaud everyone for the work, right? Like get the work while you can. Like if you're gonna be able to headline a fucking action movie, then go forth. Hollywood is very fickle in that like it's strange the things that get greenlit because it's usually like it's not like the best script. It's usually like whose star is attached to this, what producer is attached to it, right? It's never the story and the script is always secondary to getting the movie made, right? And sometimes that's not truth, but that's usually when the good scripts get made, it's usually because like headline actors find a good script and they're just like, I'm part of this because it's a good script, right? And this movie is a perfect microcosm for like what's happening in Hollywood when it comes to just kind of making action flicks. I said it before, this movie will satisfy, I think, most people, right? If you're scrolling through fucking Netflix looking for something to watch, you're gonna have a good fucking time watching this thing. Because it's a fun time. It's fun, it's beautiful, it's just lacking in so much
Well,
heart and so much I just didn't feel a connection with the characters, and I didn't feel a connection between the characters. You know what I mean? It is as if this ensemble cast like didn't have any rehearsal time and just learned the lines and just went into the studio to make this movie without actually doing any characterizations.
yeah.
The script was hollow and it felt unfinished. I think that these fantastic actors deserve a better script, and I'm really hopeful that in the future we'll get a really fucking beautiful, taut, John Wick-esque, female-driven action movie that's got some heart to it, a la Black Widow. Um, it's funny that we watched that. It's funny how it's funny we talked we reviewed Fast 9, and then like what's crazy to me is how much better this movie is than Fast 9 in so many ways. And
but
but
it's more surreal, right? Like
yeah,
less real than anything that we've watched. Like,
yeah. It's just it's that I Fast 9 is going to be a blemish. I think for me for a while, because I'm literally starting to just like look at movies and be like, oh, that's some Fast 9 shit right there.
yeah,
That's some Fast 9 shit. But this movie is way better than Fast 9 in so many different ways, because it's actually kind of trying to deliver a plot. That movie didn't. But again, it is hollow and it sucks. But it is a fun fucking time. I definitely recommend to watch it.
yeah.
It's just not gonna win an Oscar.
Well,
You're
I'm
not
kind
gonna
of
find.
sad. I'm sorry, man, but like I'm kind of sad that like I'm going to miss. Like I wanted to see Karen Gillian in something that like I just wanted to see her in something that where she wasn't a robot,
Yeah,
and like
yeah. Or
what
playing a
I'm gonna
child in a woman's
yeah
body.
yeah, and like what I'm gonna get now is I'm just looking at her MDB and Love and Thunder, Guardians 3, and like the What If show. And like that's what I'm gonna have to wait for. She does have this one movie that I'm now excited for because it's called Duel. It has her co-starring with Aaron Paul, but
Ooh.
um,
Oh, I heard about that. I heard about
but
that. Yeah.
but like I mean like that's what I'm going to be waiting for because I think she deserves to like
Source of support for
Oh,
President
so
Trump
sorry.
comes from
no, I just think that she should like she deserves a little bit more praise for what she does and not just like being a robot all the time. And like I think I want to see her in something, and I can't wait until we get something that's like it's meaty with her. You know what I mean?
Yeah. She deserves something meaty. She has been behind silicone and makeup for half of her movie career. She is also basically wearing costumes, like scantily clad costumes, in the other big budget movies that she's been in. This was definitely a vehicle for her to try to just kind of expand. Unfortunately, it fell flat just because the script wasn't that good. But I fucking believe in her, and I think she's incredible. She's an incredible actress, and I fucking can't wait until she knocks it out of the park doing something on her own. It sucks that this is what we got. Ultimately, I'm happy that these people get work. I'm happy that the industry is alive and it's happening for sure. This movie just fell flat. I definitely believe that I believe the hype for this movie was better than the movie itself. But sometimes that's just
I
kind
was
of the
about
way
to
the
say
ship's leg.
kudos to Netflix marketing for really putting this on everyone's radar, and honestly, like straight up fooling me into thinking like I was really excited about this, telling me this was going to be a great movie.
Yeah, no, yeah, for sure. And there's some good shit in here, man. I
Yeah,
mean, talk about some of the action sequences that really stand out. Obviously, the diner scene was incredible. That must have taken forever to rehearse. Also, this movie was fucking brutal. Like, I mean, R-rated all the fucking way. Like, I think this was way more brutal than John Wick. Because like John Wick has a body count, but I don't think there's as much gore in John Wick as there is in this movie.
and that's what I'm saying. Like that ending scene, that diner scene that you just said, like it really is a callback to Quentin Tarantino in how gory, like in how like straight up, just like bloody, like going
Yeah,
through the headshots, getting slashed in the eye. I mean, like
dude,
those
straight
were
up
some good,
decapitation.
yeah, those
Straight
were
up
some good
decapitation.
scenes. Those were some good moments, and I'm just like, well, I didn't know this was that kind of movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like I'm just like
yeah.
we
They didn't
literally
advertise that.
we literally said no, it's not that. It's just that like we went from a movie where they said, "Oh man, we can't say fuck because there's a child around, so let's say fudge for a whole scene," into
Yeah, okay.
this
That
like
was funny, but
gory
that was a
ass,
waste of time. Just
yeah.
a complete waste of time, dude.
But there was some really funny moments.
Yeah,
There were a couple lot of laugh out loud moments. Not as many as like I'd like to see in this kind of movie,
yeah,
but like yeah. You know, well, when we talk like this at the end of movie reviews is how I know that like we're like trying to find the good after we've shit talked a movie, and like it just shows you that like this had a lot of good pieces. It wasn't a very good movie, and like you
yeah.
know we can't save our grace. Like there's no saving grace in this at all. So like I think we did it.
I think we did it. I
I
think we did
can't
it.
I can't find any more little things that I'm gonna nitpick because
We
I
did
feel
it.
bad. It's gonna be more negative than positive.
Gunpowder milkshake. Nice try. Good on
Oh,
you.
Arnie, was there
Good
a
try.
titular line anywhere that I missed? Because I didn't hear it. Right? Like, did you hear any
No.
reference to? I get why
No.
it's called gunpowder milkshake because you know mom's like the milkshake. Okay, I get it. But
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
wondered, I wondered if anybody said it that I just missed, flat out missed or
No, no.
something.
It just I think the title in itself is kind of an allegory for the whole movie. Just kind of slapped
Okay.
together because it looks cool and it sounds cool coming out of your mouth. Gunpowder milkshake sounds really good off the tongue. I think that's kind of a microcosm of this movie. Ladies and gentlemen, that is our movie review
Yeah.
of Gunpowder Milkshake. It's a fun watch. It's just not very good. Please let us know what you thought about this movie as well. Are there any other coming attractions from any of these actresses that you're interested in us watching? Also, like if you guys have any recommendations for like any of the movies that these ladies are in that are actually very good, please let us know. I mean, between these four women, there's got to be at least a couple dozen movies that would be
Right.
fantastic,
Yeah.
for sure. All right, man. What do we always tell the fine people of the internets?
Oh yeah. Go fucking watch a movie
Go watch a
and
movie.
go watch a fucking movie.
Go watch a fucking movie. All right.